One of the reasons why I started to use the flipped classroom before the 2020 pandemic was because I wanted to make it easier for me to analyze student data. You can do that on a quiz. You can go through and take a look at a student got 8 out of 10, 4 out of 10. Did a lot of kids do well? How well are we talking about? Things of that nature. But it takes a longer period of time for you to identify little cracks in the sidewalk, little things that might have been commonly missed mistakes. And I was able to use technology in order to better analyze that. The first system I used was Google Classroom, but I slowly realized that Canvas also has an analytical system. You can actually find some screenshots of my quiz analysis, going from how it looks with the questions themselves, percentiles of how students were performing, but then also how it identifies commonly missed questions, and then also commonly missed answers. So inside of the learning management system, inside of Canvas, there's actually a part where I can go ahead and click and find a list of all of my questions. It would also happen in Google Classroom with Google Quizzes. It would give you a pie chart instead of a bar graph. It identifies the most commonly missed questions. You can go through and say, okay, so how many people missed question number 1? How many missed question number 3? Things of that nature. And you can go through, and inside of that, I'm going to be referring to my Canvas examples, it will actually even tell you the percentage of students who chose the correct answer, and then how many chose the other answer. So then that allows you as a teacher to identify, why did 23% of all participants go ahead and actually choose that answer? You can even pose that to your students with one activity I call My Favorite No. I learned this quite a few years back. I'm not exactly sure where I learned it, so I do apologize for stepping on anyone's toes if this was originally their idea. But what I like to do in class, and I can do this online, is you give the students a question, they answer it. If they're in person, I'd have them write it on a note card or a slip of paper or on a Post-it note, and then no names, either turn them in or slap it on the front board. I would then look through all of them and find my favorite incorrect answer. Not the correct answer. You disregard those. I want to know what wrong answers have been asked. Then what you do is you tell the students, okay, to question number 1, a lot of people said this was the answer. This is the incorrect answer. So why is this wrong? It's my favorite no. Why is this wrong? Turn to a neighbor, look it up, Google it, whatever you need to do. Why is this? Why did so many people choose this as the correct answer when it's really wrong? And so if I use online assessments, I can then immediately, when I see them next time, put that up on the board. It's a bell ringer question, it's good to go. And the reason why I like that is because it creates a problem solve. Because if a lot of them got it wrong, a lot of them are doing something incorrect, and they can possibly talk to someone. And I encourage them, like, if you answered this, if this looks familiar to you, I want you to partner up with someone who didn't answer this. Be a little vulnerable. Tell them you're a little bit confused. Or if you want, partner up with someone and you guys figure it out. So from the outcomes of my online assessments, it kind of comes back to the corollary questions of, what do I do when they don't know it? And then what do I do if they do know it? Do I move on? Do I give them enrichment? What's going to happen? That's where your in-person strategies can now go ahead and benefit from your online strategies. They show up, you can divide the class in half. You can do your activities to where, okay, so if you need a little bit of help, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be doing a lecture real quick. So if you need just a little bit, like, I'm going to be going over a few of the homework problems. You know, get out your homework, let's take a look at that. If you feel comfortable, if you checked your answers and you know what's going on, I have posted a video that discusses what we're going to be talking about next. Don't forget you have a PhET simulation you need to be doing. You can go ahead and differentiate your instruction once you understand where the students are. You try to meet them where they are. With the posted answer keys, I try to always instill on them that it's not for cheating. It's for them to go ahead and check their understanding. Why should you have to wait on me? If everything is so snappy nowadays, why should you have to wait on me to grade 5 ideal gas law problems or your molarity calculations? Those things you can check yourself by those answer keys online. Sometimes it really drives them nuts, is that I'll post the answer keys, my handwritten answer keys, in the classroom first. So if I give them the assignment on Monday, they have Monday night and all day Tuesday before I see them again on Wednesday to do all the assignments, to do all the problems. I might go ahead and post the answer keys in my classroom so when they show up on Wednesday, they can go check their work real quick. Or I'll delay posting the answers by a day or two, so then that way they know they have to try it themselves first, or at least a couple of them. I have had students, they would do like 2 or 3 just to kind of work through the process. And if they weren't confident, they would come back the next day and check their work. But also I want that to be a thing to where they can go ahead and ask me questions the next day. Hey, Mr. Hemmingson, I could do 1 through 4, but question number 5 just completely escaped me. Okay, cool. I like to build in that time. I don't want to always be in front of the students lecturing at them. That's boring. That's not fun. That's not a good use of our time, especially when we have a hybrid learning schedule. I teach a math-based science class to where the numbers can be definitive. But it can be done with life science. It can be done with earth science. I've done it with my summer school students before. It helps the students figure out immediately what questions they need to ask me. And I hope that one day, when they walk into a college lecture hall where there's 300 people and they got it wrong, at some point they might have the courage to raise their hand or to walk into that professor's office hours and say, Dr. So-and-so, I was hoping you could help explain question number 8. Because walking into a teacher and saying, I don't get it, that's kind of annoying. What do you mean you don't get it? You don't get any of it? No, the more specific you are with your questions, the more likely a teacher is to help you. Be like, I got this far. I don't understand why the temperature is different. I don't get why we had to use this formula instead of that formula. The more specific you are with your questions, the more likely a professor is able to help you. And then you can have a dialogue. And that's where I was hoping technology would be. I am here to help them bridge the gap between being spoon-fed at a younger age to being completely an independent learner, either in college, university, workforce. I am there to help bridge that, to show them that they don't need somebody always to tell them what to do or to give them the answers. They can do it on their own. And if they get stuck, they can reach out. And that's why I ultimately hope that my online system works.